Okay, thumbnail has been taken. Whew. Oh, you're gonna come over and join? Are you gonna come over and help me? Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. And we got a lot of books to get through. Hello, Mira. Mira is also joining us, so if you hear her, she's right here. So these are the books that I have been hoarding over end of June, all of July so far, and this is probably going to be my last book haul before moving. At least it should be. I really need to stop buying books. Okay, so we'll just start with this one. A lot of these books I don't know a lot about. If you're new to my channel, or if you've been here a while, maybe you don't know, but I like to go into a lot of my books blind. I know the general idea, but I don't know all of the details because I like to find those out on my own as I'm reading. So the first book I have is Woman Eating by Claire Coda. So in this book we follow Lydia, who is a mixed-race female vampire, as she tries to live her life in society while also fighting her urges as a vampire, and that sounds like a great time. Then I have Lonely Castle in the Mirror by this author, because I can't pronounce her name and I'm very sorry. But this follows a group of young kids and they go through this mirror and find an alternate dimension with this large castle, and they are met with another person, this girl who's in this wolf mask, and she is like the taskmaster, and they are trying to complete these set of tasks while they're in this other world. I have heard that there is not a lot of plot and that this is mainly learning about the characters. I don't know anything else. I don't know. It got decent ratings on like Storygraph, which all of my social links will be down below. Our next book is pretty brutal, and that is Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. And this is gonna be a rough one from what I hear. We are following a serial killer that thinks that his crimes and murdering people are art, and he meets another gentleman who decides to help him find victims for his art. That's all I know, but I know that this is very, very graphic. And then a completely different vibe from that book, I have The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is a science fiction novel, and this is supposed to be like a cozy science fiction, I guess. With this, we follow our main character who has joined this crew on the spaceship that she's basically trying to find a place where she fits in and somewhere to call home. But this crew decides to agree to this job where they travel wormholes to a different planet to earn money. I don't know what else is involved with that, and then I guess things kind of take a turn. Now, I bought this because I have heard nothing but rave reviews about Becky Chambers and her writing. I do have her other two books from the Monk and Robot duology, I think is what it's called. I have yet to read those, but I plan on reading those in like one sitting because they're super short, and doing like a reading vlog just dedicated to those books, and then maybe I'll throw this one in there as well, like maybe a Becky Chambers reading vlog. I think this book might be my first space opera. I don't read a lot of science fiction and I really would like to start. These are in absolutely no order that makes any sense. Then I have a book that I actually so I already own this, but I own it in like 3 separate books, like as a box set, and I really wanted this edition because I really wanted like the big floppy paperback. I tried reading this many years ago. I don't think I was in the right headspace at the time for something of this size. This is a 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. This is a widely popular Japanese author. known for his magical realism. On the back it says, a love story, a mystery, a fantasy, a novel of self-discovery, a dystopia to rival George Orwell's. 1Q84 is a tremendous feat of imagination from one of our most revered contemporary writers. Next I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I am ashamed. I am ashamed of myself. I've never read this book. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I could rewatch this movie like once every week, if not every couple days, because I love it so much. And I'm so disappointed that I've never read it. You all know. You all know the story. Elizabeth and Darcy. I love them so much, and I really need to love this book as much as I love the movie, and I'm talking about the Keira Knightley version. Don't come at me. That's my favorite. This is my goal of the year. Screw the 40 books reading goal challenge, whatever, of Goodreads. Screw that. This is my goal. This right here needs to be read and finished by the end of this year. Next I have We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I bought this book because of Michaela Reads here on YouTube. She raved about this book and Shirley Jackson, and I had to pick it up. I had to. It was part of Barnes & Noble's buy one get one half off, so I was like, why not? So I bought The Haunting of Hill House as well, also by Shirley Jackson. I kind of want to read this in October and do like a Shirley Jackson reading vlog. I don't know. We'll see. Then I have Everything the Darkness Eats by Eric LaRocca. Sorry, you can't hardly see the title on this book. I am super excited to read this book. I love everything that I've read thus far by Eric LaRocca. Like things have gotten worse since we've last spoke. And I know that I'm in for a wild ride when I read his work. And this is his first full-length novel, I believe. Everything else he's written has been like novellas of like short stories. And I'm excited to see what happens when you just get to continue on and have more time with the characters that Eric creates. And I know that this is going to make me just stare at the page going, what the hell just happened? At least 2 times. At least 2 with Eric LaRocca's writing. I'm so excited. So for this, I know that we are in a small town and there has been several disappearances, and we are following one of the detectives that is trying to uncover the mystery in this town. And then there is also one of our characters that has recently lost their partner, and they are attracted to this dark, like, cult that is also in the town. And then one of the men, who I am assuming is a part of this cult, and all of the dark twisted magic that they have going on. And I think they are connected to the disappearances that are taking place, I'm going to guess. Definitely don't want to know much about, and just let Eric take me on a journey. A twisted, dark, and scary journey. And then the next book I picked up completely because of the cover. I know absolutely nothing about this. None. I just saw the cover and the title, and I had to have it. That is The Girl from the Other Side, and I am not even going to try to say that name because I will completely butcher it. This is a bind up of, I think, the first 3 books in this manga series, graphic novel series. I love the art style. I love it. And this edition is gorgeous. This is stunning. This is going to look so good on my new shelves when I move. Like, come on. Look how pretty this is. Next I have Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I don't know why that was super hard for me to say. I know that this takes place in the past and present. There was a school for girls where there was 2 girls that were obsessed with one of their other students that wrote this book that they're obsessed with, or memoir that they're obsessed with, and they create this Plain Bad Heroines society. They start meeting in secret at this apple orchard, and unfortunately that is not only the spot where their little society meets, but then they all are mysteriously murdered. When their bodies are discovered, there is a copy of this book next to them, along with a just swarm of yellow jackets, and no one can figure out what happened to them, and that's where we leave off there. And then 5 years later, this school is closed and shut down. And then many years later, Hollywood decides that this would be a great location to make a movie, because apparently they've never seen any horror movies in the past. So they think this is a good idea, and that nothing bad could possibly happen. I'm gonna assume bad things happen after that. And now the women that are playing the characters of these girls are on location where these murders took place, and things go from there. Then I have Child Thief by Brom. This is a reimagining of Peter Pan, where I'm going to assume that Peter Pan is the bad guy. Or maybe he's like a morally gray. Is he the bad guy? He's not exactly a good person, but maybe he's not completely the bad person. I don't know. I just know that I really want to own all of Brom's works solely because of the art in them. These are incredible. They're beautiful books. Absolutely stunning. And they have really great reviews, so I'm very excited to read these. Like, look at that on the back. And along the same lines, I have Krampus by Brom. We know who this guy is. We already know what this is about. I'm gonna read this during Christmas time. Then I have The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. This follows our main character, shoot, what's her name? Colette. We follow her as like a young girl, and later in her life as she is turned into a vampire. This was recommended by Michaela Reeds, whose channel I'm completely obsessed with right now. You need to go check her out. She has some of the best recommendations, and this was one of them. She raved about this book, and I'm very excited to start reading this. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. I need it to be by the end of the year because I need to be able to talk to her about this book. And then quickly, I'm going to show you my 2 book of the month picks for July. I picked up Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres, and then Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. Okay, so those are the books that I've recently picked up over the course of a little over a month. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed seeing what books I've decided to pick up and will eventually read. God knows when that will take place, because I have an unending TBR, which is a problem. But it could be worse. It could be worse. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!